Well, every time I see the sun, a rooster crows for days. And every time I see that gal, she always looks away. Hell, she always looks away. Hold on, baby, just hold on. I'll be coming home, back where I belong. Hold on, baby, baby, just hold on.
Hi there everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're out here at Beaver Creek State Park in Ohio, and it's such a beautiful November day that it's just like, it's too nice to even wear a hat, which is, you know, if you follow the channel for a couple years, it's very uncommon for me to go without it. So for today we're going to talk about the SmallRig Nikon Z9 cage, which I'm using right now. And we're just going to show putting it together and putting it on the camera, and some of the things I do like about it, some things I don't like about it. One of the main things I do like about it is on the bottom of the camera, it actually has an Arca plate built into it, so it goes on any tripod with an Arca, clamp on it for the ball head or anything else. And also on the bottom, it has holes marked for an RS2 Ronin, which is pretty nice because I'm assuming it's probably going to be a huge pain to put this thing on a gimbal for how big the camera is with the built-in grip. Now, the SmallRig cage itself doesn't quite look as nice as like maybe Tilta's. I originally wanted to get the Tilta cage, but anytime I went and looked for it, it was always out of stock, and I got tired of waiting, so I just went with the SmallRig. And they're about the same price, about $100 here and there, a couple bucks. Now, with the SmallRig, you get an extra cold shoe on top, and there's a little things on the sides if you want to put a strap through on both sides. You can put a neck strap on if you want. Personally, at this point, I really don't recommend anyone putting a neck strap on this camera, especially if you're going to have it on a cage, because it's already pretty heavy as is. So to show real quick putting it together, we need to swap from the Z9 to my cell phone. Kind of sad on that part. But I don't have a second shooter, camera-wise, so we're just gonna put on this clamp that I use for the Z-cam whenever we record the EVF. Then I have it on a hot shoe, a little adapter thing to put in the Arca clamp. So, fun. Hopefully you don't mind the image quality loss. So, here we are with the camera, and I'll just take a quick video showing what the phone looks like on that, because it looks super mega janky. It is kind of funny though. Funny looking. Definitely makes you appreciate a nice camera. Tripod and the monitor and everything, so I can't even see what I'm doing right now. As you can see on this, you can see yourself. Pretty fancy. So, when it comes to the cage, you have 3 points of connection. You have your normal screw on the bottom here that connects to the threaded holes for your tripod. Then you have another lock over here that screws into another hole on the bottom of the Z9, so that way you have 2 connections on the bottom. And like other cameras and cages, you have a third connection up here with a 2.5 mil screw. The screws into the eyelet for your camera strap. And then it goes into the frame itself. Now, at least on the SmallRig here, it does label the different sizes for your holes and stuff, so you don't have to pull up your manual or look it up online to see what size holes and stuff go in there, which is nice, because some people out there are kind of lazy like myself when it comes to looking up hole sizes. And as I mentioned earlier, you can put the camera strap through here, and there's one on this side, and if you really want to, there's a place on the bottom where you can put your tether, which is pretty useful. You can just put a handheld little tether there, or you can get one of those little grippy things that goes on the outside of your hand, so if you put your hand here, it's like a camcorder, you can strap it down for that. And whenever it comes to putting it together, I really appreciate that there was like pieces of rubber on the inside of some of these sections of the SmallRig cage. That way, whenever your camera's installed, it doesn't like damage anything. Whenever you go to tighten it down, it's got some rubber buffers in there to kind of, you know, remove vibrations and not damage your equipment. One negative about this, about how it's like held up here, is if you are using the autofocus button joystick thing on the side to change your autofocus types, the cage kind of blocks it off, so you can't really get to it too easy. Now you can stick your finger in there and grab it and push on it, but it's kind of difficult to get in there. That's why on my photo mode, I reprogrammed the record button to cycle through all of the autofocus types. Now, the cage itself doesn't limit any access to your ports. As you can see, I have my Blue Condor plugged in here with the HDMI from the monitor, then your mic, headphones, and your Ethernet port you can still grab and get to as well pretty easily. And if you ever need to get to your Kensington lock, it's pretty easy to get to. It doesn't limit you on that. You can still easily view the top screen around the cage. Kind of hard to see with the monitor on top in the camera, but trust me, it's pretty easy to get to and see. And this cage has been on my camera for a couple months now, and I feel that it makes the grip better. I don't know, I have really big hands. Like, it's pretty much the size of the whole camera. So whenever you put the grip on, it does make the grip a little bit bigger, and it just makes it feel more comfortable to me, so I kind of enjoy that. It doesn't limit you taking the battery in and out if you had to, if you're not doing internal charging. And then getting to your cards, still super easy to get to, doesn't limit anything on that. And it kind of adds a little bit of extra ruggedness to the camera, not that it needed it. It's built like a shit brick house, so you don't have to worry about that. But having the cage on there does add a little bit extra like body armor to it. So I really appreciate that. And it's taken a couple tumbles, a couple falls. There's a couple pieces of the powder coat damaged or dinged off the top here. But one of the things I kind of, I don't know, it's a personal thing, I guess. Personal view. Whenever they ship the cage to you, it's in 4 pieces and you got to put it together. So not a big fan of that, but it really only took 10 minutes. There's no instructions either, so you kind of got to fiddle with it for a few seconds and you'll figure it out pretty easily. It all goes together with 2.5 mil screws, and word to the wise, they're very easy to strip the heads out, so be careful with it. And it does come with its own, little hex key, little screwdriver end on it, so you can get it all in there. Works pretty good, magnetized to the bottom. It's pretty nice. And honestly, having the cage has made photo work so much easier, because you can put the monitor on top, and then you can put your mic on the side, however you want. It gives you more options for handles and setting it up, and it automatically just puts in that Arca compatible clamp on the bottom. Made my life so much easier. I don't know why other cages don't have that to start, because my Z7 II cage didn't have that. You had to bolt on a second part from, you know, an extra couple dollars. So if this was at all useful for you, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you've had any other cages for your cameras, how to build an Arca plate. I've never seen that personally myself, at least with the Nikon cameras. I think it's just biggest happy surprise I got out of this whole thing. So yeah, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and till next time, happy shooting. I'll see you out there.